The following is a WGTE breaking news flash. Reports are coming in from all over the world that cows have suddenly started to fly. Yes, you heard that right. Cows are sprouting wings and taking to the skies, causing widespread confusion and panic. In New York City, a herd of cows was seen hovering over Times Square, causing gridlock on the streets below. In London, the Queen's Guards were reportedly startled by a cow that flew over their heads during the changing of the guard ceremony. Scientists are baffled by this sudden phenomenon, with some speculating that it may be caused by an extraterrestrial intervention or a sudden mutation in the cow's genetic makeup. Farmers around the world are also reporting that their cows are taking off at random times, leaving them scratching their heads and wondering what to do next. In other news, pigs still can't fly. For WGTE News, I'm just kidding.
April Fool!
This is Toledo Symphony Lab, a behind-the-scenes look at the world of classical music from WGTE Public Media and your Toledo Symphony. I'm Brad Cresswell, and joining me today in the studio are the Toledo Symphony's principal second violin and artistic administrator, Merwin Sue. We also have our friend Mickey Emch here with us, and a return guest, our old friend Tony Geftos from 13 ABC Action News is here. And also we have a first-time symphony labber, that would be Derek Emch. I have a fanfare for everybody if I can get it here. Ooh.
Fittingly heroic, thank you, Brad.
Yes, indeed. Well, don't expect too much. I mean, that was the pinnacle of the show right there. It is our April Fool's Day episode, and we've got a full house here in the studio, some new faces and some older faces that we've welcomed back from time to time.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I thought of that immediately when I said older faces. I was just waiting for the cat calls. But
the Waldorf and Statler over at the side of the studio.
Oh, don't get him started. No. So I noticed that Derek and Mickey, you both have the same last name. You want to tell us what that is about? I have a little music for you first.
We have the same last name? Hold on.
It's your fault.
April Fool.
Yeah, we do have the same last name, and we try to keep this secret from our work colleagues. So, Merwin, surprise, we are in fact married.
Scandalous.
Yeah.
Betrothed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But also, Mickey is a singer, and you're a clarinet player, right?
That's right, yes.
Okay, well, we're going to hear all about that now, because what we normally do with newbies for Toledo Symphony Lab is we have them tell their story. Now, Mickey has done this several times, so you may have collaborated a little bit and gotten a little heads up as to what to expect. But I do have some music for you. Let me pull that up. Okay, so
that was not what I expected for Derek's music.
It's fantastic.
It never is.
Wow.
Okay.
This is level 3 on Mario?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm skipping down, just trying to look for the mushrooms.
All right, Derek.
So,
take it away.
Yeah, so thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here. I work at TAPA. As far as the last name situation, that happened. I was a student at BGSU in the doctoral program, and we were happening to play together in...
You told me I was flat.
It was...
You were right. You were right. It was on Tehillim.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Steve Reich.
Yeah. We did a Tehillim for a New Music Festival. How many years ago was that? 4 years ago? It's a good way to track our relationship. It was 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a good time. And yeah, before Bowling Green, I was at my master's in Southern Illinois University down in Carbondale, Illinois.
That's his first encounter with Zeus.
With what? Zeus?
Zeus, S-I-U.
Oh, ensues.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot that you're a
I'm a
Sioux.
big fan of Southern Illinois University.
Okay. All right, Derek. Don't let us
Namesake
stop
University.
It was there down in Carbondale where I got my love for Steve Reich and similar musics. And before that, I was at Youngstown State University, getting an undergraduate in music performance. And before that, I was in Hubbard, Ohio, growing up as a
Okay, you know what? I've got a much better story here for you.
Oh no.
This was actually from our friend ChatGPT. This is your story. Why don't you read that one?
Oh,
for
I'd love
us?
to.
And let me pull up a little different music for you
Okay.
here. Okay.
Derek was born into a family of musicians. Despite that, he decided early on that he wanted to play the clarinet. From a young age, Derek was obsessed with the clarinet. He would sneak into the studio and practice for hours on end, honking and squawking away until his lips turned blue. Wow, this is pretty true so far. Derek's first few gigs were in seedy bars and underground clubs, yes, as a child, where he would play for tips and free drinks. Yep, he quickly gained a reputation for his wild, energetic performances and his tendency to jump off the stage and play in the middle of the crowd. How did you find out about that? As Derek's fame grew, so did his ego. He began demanding outrageous things in his contract, like a bowl of M&Ms with all the brown ones removed, and a live tiger in his dressing room. He even once refused to play a gig because the stage wasn't positioned at the exact angle he wanted. Yeah.
Wait, that's why you wouldn't play?
Yeah.
This was in the Great Gallery.
truth
We
comes
couldn't
out.
just move the gallery.
The gallery.
I had to move the gallery. It was-
Typical of a clarinet player.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're known
It
divas.
was the hard klezmer childhood.
Oh, that's a good name for a band.
Hard klezmer childhood. Sorry, dear.
Despite his unorthodox behavior, Derek continued to be a popular act, and his music inspired a new generation of clarinet enthusiasts. His wild solos and theatrical performances earned him the nickname the Clarinet King, and he became a fixture on PBS TV, Richard Stoltzman, Eat Your Heart Out, especially during the pledge drives. Sadly, Derek's wild lifestyle eventually caught up with him. He was found passed out in his dressing room after a particularly wild night of partying, clutching his clarinet to his chest. Though his music lives on, his legend is forever immortalized in the annals of clarinet history.
Did you die? That was
Everybody
a
check
weird
your life
ending.
insurance policy.
The twist.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It was really interesting because in all the years that we've done the stories, I think Derek was the first person to do a story in reverse chronological order.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Starting
then
with
we
most
chat
recent, yeah.
GPT'd it, and then he died, and then came back to life. It was,
It's like a Tarantino movie.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
All right, we'll see you next week then.
There you go.
That
I
was
have limited
amazing.
experience with ChatGPT. I don't really know. So, did you feed it just a couple of
I fed it a
ideas?
prompt and I said, write a story about a clarinet player named Derek, a short biography. That's what I asked it to do.
That was it?
Yeah, and I said
Wow.
make it funny and satirical, and we got what we got. How close do you think, Mickey, that was to Derek's true life story?
Honestly, yeah, no, that's accurate. There were more like train tracks that you were near in childhood, more than seedy bars, but
Yeah, there were some interesting abandoned tunnels
Yeah.
that could be described as seedy. But there are some seedy bars in there, too.
sure.
That sounds interesting. I want to hear about the train tracks and the tunnels and
Yeah.
the CD bars.
Good acoustics in the.
Oh, yeah.
When you say
tunnels.
Very
CD
good
bars,
acoustics.
you don't mean like compact disc,
It was
right?
boom. Bring your own boombox. Back in the day.
No, it was Carbondale, Illinois has a really strong hippie population, for lack of a better word. And so seedy bars refer to trees.
Oh, seeds.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go around and tell some stories. I got a couple of questions for you. First of all, have you ever been pranked, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be April Fool's, but does anything stand out in your memory, either having been pranked or that you played a prank on somebody else? Merwin, you want to chime in? I have a little music for you. I have a whole series of prank themes here. All right, Merwin, let's hear from you.
Actually, that's a piece that Derek and I played together in concert.
Tonight, as a matter of fact.
I'm not 100% sure I should admit this on the radio, but that's the perfect type of prank, I guess. So this was my freshman year in college, and I had these Chinese candies that were called Hoflakes, but they were only labeled in Chinese. So I convinced my fellow dorm mates that if you held them under your lip, between your lip and your tongue until they dissolved, that they would see mild hallucinations. And it got a couple of people who were like, well, they're not very strong, but the colors are very vivid.
Oh, wow.
Did you charge them for them?
No, I was very, very kind and gentle. It was a Canadian university.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, Canadian practical jokes.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Tony, you want to take over? Let me
Sure.
get some. I know it sounds like the last piece, but it's a little bit different here.
Well, I have two stories. One happened to me. One is notorious in my family because I've continued it on. It happened to my brother. The one that happened to me, of course, happened at band camp in high school. I was the prankster. I was always pulling pranks on people, and I was always like the first to fall asleep and the heaviest sleeper. So I woke up, and all of my clothes, including underwear, were duct taped to the ceiling in various parts of the cabin. It was a big, bunk bed barracks, so it was all over the place. I had to go around and take it all down from the ceiling. So that was a pretty good prank. I thought that was, kind and gentle. The one that my brother pulled when he was in a fraternity, he was in Chi Psi at University of Michigan, and they took a bowling ball, and this is what engineers do. They took a bowling ball and put it on someone's pillow, and they tied the pillow to a brick and put the brick out the window. So when the guy came home late at night and was like, why is there a bowling ball? And he lifted it up, and the pillow went all the way across the room and out the window. And then everybody went, oh, magic bowling ball.
Wait, how did it go?
It was, oh, magic bowling. It was a magic bowling ball of mystery. So I always tell this story to my kids. We love the magic bowling ball story because it's so creative.
It sounds like a children's book. You already wrote that one book about the Valentine's Day book. You could do the magic bowling ball as another book. The magic bowling ball.
That is just a diabolical prank for me. I think that's a good one.
Excellent. Let me pull up some different music for you, Mickey.
Oh, gosh.
That's kind of sneaky, so
It
I hope
is
you have a
sneaky.
sneaky story.
It's not the thing about the Millers. In my family, we weren't terribly sneaky about it, and we're never terribly mean, but we just gift each other things that aren't great.
We should mention that Miller is your name before.
Yes, it's true.
meeting
Once upon a time. My brother and I give each other potatoes a lot. But like he had done it when he packed my lunch as a kid, and he gave me a raw potato in my lunch and wrote "Have a great day" in Sharpie. So we've started doing that in like each other's stockings and things. We just give each other potatoes.
That's cute.
It's a Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. It's on a potato. You can mail a potato too, and he's in St. Louis, so.
Nice. Everybody mail your potatoes. We'll put his address on our website.
Okay, sounds great. This pricker will be thrilled.
Just in time for April Fool's Day. What do you say, Derek? Oh, I have more music for you. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. High energy.
Yeah. So I've also got a Bandcamp story, in fact. Two. So one, my friends and I, when we were seniors, we toilet papered the practice field the last night, and then the freshmen had to clean it up the next day. Classic prank. The other fun one that I wanted to mention was one of my friends that we were bunking with. He wanted nothing more than to be hazed. Like, he wanted the experience to be
He walked
hazed
around
at
with
band
a
camp.
sign that said "Haze Me" attached to his back.
Pretty much, yeah.
Don't haze me, bro.
So, what we did was we saran wrapped him.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
That's
come
one
down.
option.
Yeah,
Not in the
saran
ear
wrapped
holes.
mummied
I just
him.
want to Point that out. Not over the mouth and nose.
Not over the mouth and nose. No, we were.
Don't try
kind.
this at home.
It was kind. It was approaching a Canadian prank, and that he wanted it, and we did not suffocate him. So
we're very polite.
Yes.
How nice. Is that the story?
That's the story. Yeah, he liked it very much.
I was thinking about this, and I've pulled so many pranks, and I've had the typical pranks in college, like where they entirely tape your door with see-through tape, and you walk into it, that kind of thing. That's happened to me, and I've done it to other people. I'm curious, are married couples allowed to play pranks on each other?
Allowed.
Well, yeah.
I mean, is that a thing?
There is this fun thing that we do.
Is it?
Uh-oh.
No.
So evidently you only do one fun thing, because that's what Mickey was reacting to.
Yeah, just the one fun thing.
I'm just nervous.
Let's hear what it is.
What is it?
We'll misplace things, or we'll use something and then we won't put it back where it goes. And
passive aggressive.
And we get frustrated with each other naturally.
Very funny.
You use the thing, put it back. Come on.
So
what we do, so if I find
it turned into a bit really early on.
Yeah, so if I'm using if I'm using something and I don't put it back, then I'll find it on my pillow later that night.
No, in
the pillow.
Or if I use something that you're like, this is where it goes, then either way. So Cetaphil goes in one spot, and then it'll wind up. If it wasn't in the spot, you're like, where is it? And then you'll just find it in the dish cabinet.
Yep.
It's a dumb bit. We just hide things from each other.
I can tell just by the way you're talking that you don't have kids.
Yeah, no.
This is all going to end.
We are professional auntie and uncle.
When kids enter the picture, none of that is going to happen anymore, because there will be things everywhere.
Yeah. Then it's not a funny joke. It's,
then you just need to get to soccer practice.
Yeah.
Tony, I've got another news flash for you. Go ahead and read that. This is the first time I should mention that Tony has seen these.
The following is a WGTE breaking news flash. A group of penguins have been spotted taking over a radio station near downtown Toledo. Eyewitnesses report that the penguins are wearing tiny suits and appear to be in charge of the station's operations. Authorities are currently on scene attempting to negotiate with the penguin leaders, who have demanded a lifetime supply of fish. In response to this situation, local businesses have started offering discounts on fish to appease their penguin overlords. Civilians are advised to stay away from the station until the situation is resolved. Reporting for WGTE Fake News, I'm Tony Geftos.
Yay!
Well, I didn't say they were all going to be, top notch, but it's a little fun to hear that, especially to hear you read it, Tony.
Were those Chat GPT generated?
Yeah. My job has gotten real easy now. I just sit in front of the computer and type, "Hey, write this for me." Wow. Chat GPT does it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I have a quiz a little bit later in the program, but we can talk a little bit more about April Fools. I mean, do you guys have any specific plans? Do you do anything on April Fool's Day? Do you have any traditions maybe that align with April Fools?
Well, I just found out somebody sent to me an entirely AI programmed orchestra season, and part of me really wanted to release that to the world as our new season.
Oh, that would be great.
But
I'm going to text Vanessa real fast.
That would be cool.
I think, unfortunately, with any sort of season launch, people's nerves are already a little frayed, so I don't think it would land very well. But I did see this season and think, maybe we should do a quick pivot just for kids.
You could just do a social media post, as an April Fool's Day prank.
Oh, yeah. Social media and April Fools go hand in hand.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Especially with professional organizations.
Right. That's one thing we shy away from, for sure, in the news business, because somebody might see it a couple days later, so you just never know.
Yeah.
It's been actually, used reasonably well in the orchestra world. I think the Minnesota Orchestra announced with, I think some pretty good Photoshop, an Antarctica tour, and that was just the right amount of harmlessness that nobody would be
I think
particularly hurt. Yeah, I enjoyed
have music
that
for that too.
It's the penguin dirge.
They would be dressed warmly. They're from Minnesota. Come on, it's fine.
They're just trotting
You're not very
along.
optimistic.
Anyway.
They would have penguins to help.
Carry on. You were saying? I wasn't listening, but you were talking about something.
You were busy providing soundtracks.
Yeah.
I feel like a good prank, though, it has to be in person. So
Yeah.
it's not one of those that you try to prank people online. You have to do it to someone in person. Physical jokes are the best.
You have to enjoy it up close. What is your pranking legacy, Tony? I mean, is it something that you're known for, or is it?
I hope not. Really. I used to impersonate people at work and call them on their phones.
Really? I want to hear this story.
Well, I mean, I sounded a lot like several. I sound like several people at work, and
I knew
them.
We would get into Tony impressions if we went down that path, right? So just say a name and let's hear what they sound like.
Well, our former news director kind
of talked like this, so I would
That's
I would
like
call
Kermit
them
the
and I would
Frog.
say, what you're doing out there is it's great, but it's not great.
and I would call a reporter on the scene, and then they would think it was my boss.
Here's some nice
It was
music.
sort of delightful. But we don't have as many characters around the newsroom these days, so it's harder to pull pranks.
This is kind of our Mr. Rogers knockoff music that's going on here in the background. I'm going to play this, Tony. I want you I know that you have a few favorite characters that are Muppets, and maybe we can record an answering machine message, and we can use this on our phone line. Okay, let me start again.
Okay.
Thank you for calling WGTE Studios. We cannot answer the phone because we can't pick it up. I don't know why they gave me these fuzzy hands with no thumbs. Why? Anyway, Elmo loves the messages, so leave them. Kiss, kiss.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Does anybody want to leave a message for Elmo? I love your Elmo because it always sounds a little bit like it's going to morph into Pee Wee Herman in a second, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah. Elmo Herman.
I used to, when the kids were little, I would say,
Here's a switch. Elmo's gonna tickle you to death.
and they thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. So when are we going to see? When are we going to see some little Emches running around?
I will say that is a thing on social media that is an April Fool no in general. When folks there for a while in the early days of Facebook, they would make it like, hey, maybe there's we got a puppy, but it's a person, but maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
That's not cute.
April Fool's no-nos. That would be good to briefly talk about because a lot of people don't know necessarily where to draw the line. I'm thinking of and this is totally unrelated. The actor from Star Trek, Will Wheaton, at one point when he was kind of low in his career, he announced as an April Fool's joke that he was going to be making a return to Star Trek and this whole thing, and everybody took him seriously, right? Nobody looked at the April 1st date. It's like you say, Tony, they might see it a few days later, and that caused a big headache for him, having to go and apologize to everybody, not the least of which were the producers at Star Trek. But there are definitely, I think,
I startle
lines you
like
shouldn't
nobody's business. Don't sneak up on me. I come out swinging. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Not fun.
That would make a good series of videos.
I was brainstorming just maybe if you have some sort of random object that you could say is now a part of the symphony, like a cowbell is going to be front and center or something. And
Principal Cowbell.
Something, that could be a good
Actually,
joke.
You're right. I think Principal Cowbell editions.
Principal Kazoo?
Yeah.
Principal Kazoo. That's good.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, we've had kazoos on this show before.
It's true.
We don't have a hurdy-gurdyist yet.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Or a slide whistle, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we have slide whistles. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a principal slide whistler?
I believe that is a doubling fee. You
It's
get
a
paid
doubling.
you get paid extra to do slide whistle.
Depending on if you have to hit it with implements too.
Okay.
Hurdy-gurdy, I think that.
Yeah.
That could be that would actually be the right blend of not really believable but still funny.
What is a hurdy-gurdy?
It's a silly name for just a beautiful instrument. I think really, yeah. But it's a crank.
I'm miming on radio. That's not helpful.
Thing.
2 words.
Yeah,
First
usually
word,
a monkey's
Ernie.
involved.
2 syllables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it work on? It works on friction, I think. So like the.
But it's not
like
like an organ grinder.
Yeah, no,
not
it is.
quite like an organ grinder.
But think of it like an organ
But
grinder.
there's like
Without the monkey.
strings under tension, I think, and then you can like.
All of our strings are under tension.
Oh yeah. What about the one that's like a mallet and you just pull it back and goes and like hit something? What's that called?
I don't know what it's called, but it is part of our percussion section.
Yeah, maybe
I've seen
you could
that
have the
being used.
principal boing doing guy.
That's it. That's the
I
name.
think that would be an official title.
The principal going guest.
Yes, indeed. Okay, but we digress, as we say. I've got a little game here called Headlines, and it's a 1 true, 2 false edition. So I'm going to read you 3 headlines, and you decide
Only
which
one
one
of them
is
is true.
the fake one. No, only one of them is fake. 2 are real. Did I do that the wrong way?
You totally did.
Okay. Well, I guess I could make it a short quiz and just pick out the fake one. So you have to choose which one is fake, okay?
Okay.
So these are pretty good, actually. All right. The first trio is as follows. Scientists discover new species of monkey in the Amazon rainforest. The Biden administration announces $1.29 trillion stimulus plan to help aid economic recovery, or massive solar flare disrupts communication systems around the world. Now, don't tell me which one you say is the fake one until we get to the end. So, second version here is world leaders agree to ban all single-use plastic by 2030. Scientists discover new species of deep-sea octopus in the Pacific Ocean. And Elon Musk hints at plans to run for national office. Okay, here's your third group. COVID-19 cases surge in Europe as Omicron variant spreads. I should have had you read these, Tony. You're so much better at it. Okay. Pro-democracy protesters clash with police in Myanmar. And study finds that drinking coffee can help you lose weight. All right. Major retailer announces plan to start accepting Bitcoin as payment. Celebrity couple Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie reunite in secret wedding ceremony. Or NASA confirms existence of alien life on Mars. Now remember, these can be all of the above or none of the above, right? That's the rule in any kind of quiz that I have. So if we roll the clock back and go to the first one, A, B, or C. Did anybody choose A? Yeah?
What was A?
A was
monkeys.
Scientists discover a new species of monkey in the Amazon rainforest. That was the fake one. So whoever chose that is the winner of
Keeping
the
up on monkey news.
round. Yeah.
Dang.
Second one is the fake headline. Go ahead.
I was confused at first. I was like, the solar flare was the real story, but I think the stimulus was also. That's why. Okay, I'm catching up now.
Yeah, so I meant
Spot
to do
the
that.
fake.
I did it backwards.
Same thing.
Spot the fake. The second grouping was the third one. Elon Musk hints at plans to run for national office. As far as I know, that is a fake headline. Okay. Your next one. COVID-19 cases, pro-democracy protesters, or coffee losing weight. The fake one was coffee losing weight.
Well, I've heard that it could help.
Yeah, well, definitely. So that's anecdotally.
Status as a diuretic would help with weight loss. Right?
I would imagine you just chug it and hop on the treadmill.
Yeah. Okay, the final one. Major retailer announces plan to start accepting Bitcoin as payment. Celebrity couple Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie reunite in secret wedding ceremony. Or NASA confirms the existence of alien life on Mars. What'd you choose, Merwin?
I said all of them were fake.
Yes, all were fake. So I'm leaving it up to you guys to decide who won that round.
Doesn't the guest always win?
Yeah.
Derek
Yeah.
wins.
Oh, it's
Hey!
Hey!
Yeah, but Tony is also a
Don't look
guest,
at
and
my-
Nikki
that's
is
okay.
also a guest.
I was convinced somebody is accepting Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're a major retailer, but I'm sure someone is.
I was more prepared to believe the life on Mars than the Angelina.
Right. There is evidence of Brad Pitt on Mars.
Yeah, you could combine them all into one.
Angelina's
Matt
taking
Damon was
Bitcoin on Mars.
anyway.
That's true.
Yeah. The good news is that a major retailer is now accepting Bitcoin. The bad news is that they are on Mars, right?
Yeah.
So that's. If you have to explain the joke, then it's
It was a Sears.
Used to be a Sears. Let me ask you guys, have you ever had a prank played on you that you fell for yourself, that you bought into?
I was trying to remember this, but you did a Halloween story that I totally bought.
What was that?
It was... I only remember at the end you were climbing a fence and somebody was clutching your leg, and you were pulling my leg. And I totally bought that story, 100%. So fell for that one.
What's funny is my daughter, when she was 5, she heard that story from me, and she was like, "That's a fake story," right before I even got to the end. So
great, thanks.
So a 5-year-old outwitted you, Merwin, is what he's saying.
It's the trusting Canadian nature.
The quota for humiliation.
Yeah, go figure. Tony, what about you? Have your kids ever pranked you or anybody else that you?
I pass. No, I'm not quite sure. We don't do a lot of pranks in our house. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought your house would be a veritable fount of pranks.
You would think.
Right?
You would think.
Mickey or Mickey and Derek together. I mean, have you ever fallen for a prank?
Probably, but I mean, the closest that I know I didn't fall for, but I almost did, that was like a proper prank in college. Someone did the saran wrap under the toilet seat thing in the dorms.
That's awful.
I did not fall for it, but I saw it and I was like, that's not for me.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually have one. This is kind of funny. And
Let me pull up a little music for you here.
I want sweet nostalgic music for this one.
Sweet nostalgic music?
Yeah.
I don't have, well, let me see.
Sing it.
Oh, that's worse. That's okay. So, the former music director of the Toledo Symphony, Andrew Massey, he cast 4 different violinists to play each of the Vivaldi 4 seasons, and I was playing Winter. And he knew I was kind of a new music guy, and about half an hour before the concert, I was warming up, and this sheet of paper gets slipped under my door, and it says Cadenza for Winter by Andrew Massey. And I was like, am I supposed to play this? It was not easy. It was certainly not sight readable, and I didn't really know what to do. I looked out the door, nobody was there. So I started playing it. And so like 20-some, I maybe wasted, I guess. I spent about 20 minutes of my warm-up playing this cadenza and not really sure where he would want me to put it. But he was the music director. And then he told me 5 minutes before, no, that was just a joke. I didn't think you'd take it seriously. And then he then turned that piece into something that he wrote for me later. So it's actually a really fond memory I have.
Oh, yeah.
But those 20 minutes were not fun.
Right. Aren't you glad you didn't break your violin over his head after that?
Yeah. It's hard to do that and then play a concerto.
Right. Sure.
You need to get a hurdy-gurdy or
Save
something.
it for the code.
Hurdy-gurdy.
Principle hurdy-gurdy.
As much fun to say as it is to play.
Exactly.
Absolutely. The hurdy-gurdy. Be glad your name isn't Gertie. You'd be Hurdy. Hurdy. All right. It is April Fool's after all. I get a free pass, right?
That's right. Brought to you by the Hurdy-Gurdy Association.
Yes, Hurdy-Gurdy Urgent Care. Okay. All right. Now, let's see. So I have another quiz just when you thought it was safe. I've got an actual quiz about April. Now, April, of course, can mean the month. April can be a name. There can be famous people that are associated with April, either through one of those ways or through a different way. So there are 10 questions to this quiz. I'm going to ask you all the questions, and then we'll go back and I'll give you the answers. And it's multiple choice, so you get 3 possibilities for each question. Here is the quiz music.
And play along at home.
Yeah, totally. Okay. First question, which birthstone is associated with the month of April? Is it the emerald? Is it the diamond? Or is it the ruby? A, B, or C?
Answered.
What famous playwright was born in April? Was it William Shakespeare, Tennessee Williams, or Arthur Miller? A, B, or C? Which national holiday is celebrated in the United States on April 22nd? Is it International Fun at Work Day? Is it National Beer Day? Or is it National Jelly Bean Day? A, B, or C? In what year did the Titanic sink in the month of April? Was it 1909, 1912, or 1921? A, B, or C? Which zodiac signs fall in the month of April? Is it Aries and Taurus? Is it Gemini and Cancer? Or is it Pisces and Aquarius? What is the birth flower for April? Is it the daffodil? Is it the lily of the valley? Or is it the rose? A, B, or C? In what year did the first modern Olympics begin in April? Was it 1866? Was it 1896? Or 1926? This music is cracking me up, sorry. A, B, or C? A couple of questions left here. Which U.S. president was born in April? Was it George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, or John F. Kennedy? A, B, or C? Which of the following actresses was born in April? Was it Angelina Jolie, Emma Watson, or Emma Stone? And finally, in what month is the annual celebration of April the Giraffe held? Is it April, May, or June? A, B, or C? So those are all the questions on our quiz.
How would anyone know these?
Yeah, well,
these are not common knowledge.
That's the point. We learn something as we go along.
Oh, there's a point.
Yes, indeed.
April Fool.
That's it. That's it, right? We'll never see you again after this, Tony. Right?
This game is rigged.
Yes, I'm going home.
It's quiz show all over.
All right.
Charles Van Doren.
That was an auspicious end to the music there. Yeah, okay, let's go back and I'll give the answers. So the first one, which birthstone for April is the diamond? B.
I got it.
You got that? All right, y'all keep track of how many you got right so we can figure out the winner. Which famous playwright was born in April? That would be William Shakespeare. A. Yeah. National holiday in U.S. on April 22nd is C, National Jelly Bean Day.
Yes. I put C, but I also wrote Earth Day.
It is Earth Day, yeah. And originally the answer was Earth Day, and I thought that was too obvious, so I found a different day. Okay, what year did the Titanic sink? It was 1912. B. Selection B.
I know it was a long time ago.
Yeah. Which zodiac sign falls in the month of April? It is A, Aries and Taurus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You all know your astrology. Okay. What is the birth flower for April? It is A, the daffodil. Did anybody get the daffodil?
No.
No.
Okay.
It was too late for the daffodil.
I swear, every
What did I miss?
You mean every time there's a florist joke on a radio, you expect?
It's gonna be May.
I get it. Yeah.
You make this.
For
this
people,
has happened twice.
For people who are not regular listeners or may have missed one of Mickey's stories, she was a former florist, right?
Yes, that's
You
true.
worked in a floral shop. That's not a joke. That's,
Nope.
She was working as a florist when we met.
She was a flower, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
we-
not a daffodil.
No.
What month were you born in?
Who, me?
Yeah.
December.
You had to think about that?
I did.
I don't know what the December flower is. Okay.
It's just snow.
Wait. I figured it was white, something. It's supposed to be white anyway. In what year did the first modern Olympics begin? In April, it was B, 1896. Which U.S. president was born in April? John F. Kennedy. C.
Taurus. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Which of the following actresses was born in April? That was also C, Emma Stone. And finally, in what month is the annual celebration of April the giraffe held? What was your guess?
I guessed April.
I went with June.
April.
I said June.
2 Aprils and 2 Junes. I will break the tie. Even though I was born in June, I have to go for April because that is the answer.
Makes
April.
sense. Makes
A.
sense. I thought it was a trick question.
Yeah. Well, that's why I put it. I was tricking you into thinking it was a trick question. Right?
Well, I failed.
You fell for my prank.
Yeah. Good job, Brad.
So everybody, add up your correct answers and tell me what you got. What'd you do, Aaron?
So, in multiple choice scoring, I would have gotten 6, but I got angry at myself because I had thought it was 1912, but entered the letter for 1921.
So you have
6.
to put what
6.
you actually wrote, not
6.
what you thought afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Tony.
I got 3. That's
Excellent.
30%.
I got 8.
Wow. I got an even 4 correct.
So the winner is Merwin Sue.
No, wait.
Wait.
Mickey got 8.
Yeah, she got 8. Oh. April Fools.
April Fools.
The winner is
You
the
lose,
second.
Merwin.
So wait a second. I know it's really hard for a tenor to count past 6.
It was a joke.
Really?
That's my story.
Really?
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right. First of all, I want to thank you guys for coming. And Derek, thank you for coming for the first time. We hope you come back. Also, thanks to you, Tony, for coming. I asked you at the last minute. You were willing and raring to go, so we always appreciate we always appreciate when you're on the show.
The following is a WGTE breaking news flash. Eyewitnesses have reported seeing flying pigs soaring through the sky over downtown. The pigs, which were spotted with wings strapped to their backs, caused quite a stir among onlookers, with many taking to social media to share photos and videos of the unexpected sight. According to one witness, the pigs appeared to be having the time of their lives, squealing with delight as they performed loop-de-loops and barrel rolls in the air. When asked how the pigs had managed to achieve flight, one expert speculated that they may have been trained by a group of enterprising farmers who were hoping to start a new trend in pork-based aviation. While the idea of flying pigs may seem far-fetched, experts are cautioning the public to remain vigilant, as the pigs could pose a danger to air traffic if they continue to take to the skies without proper training and equipment. In the meantime, local residents are advised to keep an eye out for any airborne pigs and to report any sightings to the authorities. For WGTE Fake News, I'm Tony Geftos. April Fools!
This program is a production of WGTE Public Media in collaboration with our sponsor, the Toledo Symphony, with generous support from the Rita Barber Kern Foundation. You can download episodes of this program as a podcast by going to our website at wgte.org/lab. You can also subscribe to us through your podcast app of choice, including Apple, Google, and Spotify podcasts. Don't forget to check out all the upcoming events at the Symphony by visiting their website at toledosymphony.com and their various social media outlets on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find the TSO streaming platform online at stream.artstoledo.com. My thanks to Merwin Sue, Tony Geftos, Mickey Emch, and Derek Emch. I'm Brad Cresswell. This has been Toledo Symphony Lab from FM 91.